Whenever you're ready.
Hello, I'm Jared, and I am applying for fundraising and also membership. So let me explain why I want to apply for these two very different positions. So I think USC Dragon Boat is the greatest club on campus. It's amazing. And I think what I wrote in my application when I said like what I tell a prospective member is that it's just like it's got it all, right? Like you get to exercise, you know, you go to the beach every weekend. You get to travel, there are socials, and there's just a great community that's really close. The other two clubs that I've tried out definitely weren't nearly as close as Dragon Boat is, and I think everyone should at least like experience this. Which is obviously unreasonable to say because there are 20,000 people, but I think we can up our recruitment numbers more than just by like single digits, yeah, 5. And so actually while we were at Arizona, Raj and I, we talked to Irvine, and they had to turn away, I think, a couple hundred people from their club. And I think there's a huge discrepancy there, and obviously they go to a bigger school, and maybe Dragon Boat's a bigger thing there. But whenever I talk to someone and say I'm on the Dragon Boat team, people are interested. They're like, oh, that sounds cool. And I think we can transform that like curiosity into more like genuine interest and like a willingness to join the team. Which is why I think there are a lot of things we can implement to up our recruitment numbers and maybe get a second boat at least. And if we get a second boat, that can fix a lot of our problems, like the problem with like when we're starting out a new season, having to like take it easy, right, with the vets and the news. And if we just have a separate new boat and a separate like vet boat, then we can still keep developing, right, our vets while also like integrating the news. And then on fundraising, I think socials and stuff are amazing, and having money to do those is great, which is why I would like to try to get us to make as much money as possible so that we can have more of those things and not have to pay so much. And to do that, I think we could definitely make more weekly efforts. Okay, yeah, and also just like stuff like Gary's talking about, like our sales and stuff, like just having better pricing and better like procurement and just like overall planning our sales better so that we make the most money we can. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, so when you're recruiting, like you mentioned, people are really interested in Dragon Boat, but then when you tell them what it is, they kind of shy away from the physical aspect of it. They're like, oh, I don't do sports. So how would you like handle that? Or try to get those people to come to the
Yeah, I think a lot of people have like kind of an aversion if they don't like regularly work out or something to like intense like team exercise and stuff like that. Because like we have like, you know, multiple hour-long practices, and like on paper, that sounds like horrifying. Like, wow, you're just on a boat like paddling your like, back out for 2 hours straight. But I think when you actually go through the experience, right, it doesn't feel like you're working hard. It doesn't feel like you're like just on the grind. Okay, well maybe for some people it does, but I really enjoy my time on the boat, and it passes by really quickly for me. And I think if people understood that and got to at least try it out, they would see more of what that was like.
This is the question. You mentioned Dragon Boat has no socials, travel, and workouts, but I think you missed one thing. It has Dragon. Because that's like kind of.
Yes.
Okay, so
The Dragon
puts you in, and then you come for the Dragon, you stay for social travel.
Entirely agree. I love dragons. Like
Yeah.
my name in Chinese is dragon.
Oh shit!
I just like dragons.
It's like, yeah, of course. That's great. Miles?
Since you're applying for fundraiser chair as well, I'd like to address something about that. So when considering ideas for fundraisers, what aspect do you think you would prioritize? Whether the amount of money would make balanced with how much personal team labor is involved, for example, making the subi, or how much raw material you might be required to purchase in order to put out this fundraiser, or in terms of like working with other businesses, for example, with the restaurants, or whether it be something that we do completely ourselves. So which of these do you think you would be considering the most when planning a fundraiser?
Yeah, definitely. So for the restaurant thing, I don't actually know what goes into that, but it kind of sounds like a free way of making money. I mean, obviously like, we have to advertise it, but like there's no real input on our part besides like the amount of like organization to actually set it up. But like the actual day of the event, like all we have to do is tell people like go, and obviously there are like better ways of going about that, but I definitely think that's like a much like lower effort way of like on a more consistent basis? Because I'm sure everyone like goes out to eat at least like once a week or something.
To address that, there's not a lot of options around USC for us to actually do those fundraisers, and you
Mhm.
can't. A lot of them you can only do them every 3 months or so. So you cannot like that's why I haven't implemented so many of them.
Right.
And also another aspect is like actually getting people out. Like it sounds very easy, but it's a lot harder. Like you can advertise, you can make a Facebook event, but to actually get them to go on that day, because so many things come up, they can just decide not to go.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then also like part of being fundraising chair is like a lot of organizational stuff. So that's just like stuff to keep in mind. But again, the position's also really flexible because you can designate when it's not like treasurer where there's deadlines imposed from external sources.
Mhm.
It's just something that you have to initiate. Like it's flexible, but you have to initiate all of that.
Mhm.
And I think for the actual like sales and stuff, I don't know if we're already doing this, but I think record keeping would go like a long ways to like finding
But
out
we're
like
doing
if we
it.
can
We're
like
doing
scale.
it. Jared, we're doing it.
Okay, well I
Jared.
think I don't know, cause like we
It's not publicized, like we're not.
Yeah,
It's not like something members are like interested in seeing, I guess,
I mean-
unless or like we try to say like we made this much money, but like we're not gonna tell you like we spent $16
Yeah.
on 20 cans of spam, you know, like.
But we definitely like have had situations where like we run out of like stuff to sell.
Mhm,
we still
yeah.
work a lot of hours in a day, so I think if we can like
Like adjust
look at our
things, yeah.
trends and stuff, yeah.